Okay, so first of all, I just want to say I had a wonderful evening yesterday for Valentine's Day, and today is his birthday, but he's not here, he's at work. Um, and I'm gonna take a picture of another gift that he gave me yesterday, which was one that I have been asking for a very long time. Okay, so let me just go into the details of this video. So I went shopping and I got some food to eat, and I noticed like when him and I were out yesterday in public that I did not want to tell him that I didn't want to tell him about the baby because I'm very small. So, like with my coat on, you can't really tell. So, while we were talking, I had on my coat and he kept trying to feel on my stomach and I kept moving his hand, because I'm very small, but you can still tell. And men in public have come up to me like, "Oh, I almost couldn't even tell that you were expecting," but I didn't tell them. They saw on their own. And then there was another man, and he was like, "Oh, you're pregnant," and I was like, "How could you tell?" I was like, like, "You can tell?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm a man, baby. I can tell." So I bought this really big, you know, I didn't buy it. He bought it for me yesterday. So I got this really big nightgown dress, to like cover it up. And I just have been moving his hands like, "Oh, touch me right here, or wherever." So, um, I don't really feel the need to tell him. Like, a lot of people probably know, or there's probably rumors going around. So, I don't know. He did ask me if I had kids. He said, "Do you have children?" And because of the situation with Austin and Melbourne, my son being with, with Cynthia, I didn't want to tell him because then it'll be a whole conversation, and I don't know if he's affiliated, because if he's affiliated with these brotherhoods, then he knows. And a lot of people in America know what's going on, and they're just pretending like they don't when they see me out and they're trying to talk to me. So I really don't know this guy that well. I don't know how much he actually already knows about me, but it'll be best to just pretend like you don't know, I guess, if you're trying to get on my good side. But I just told him, like, I don't want to talk about it. He asked about my family. He was like, "Do you have family?" And I was like, I got quiet. And then he was like, "Well, I got to know something about you." And I was just like, I just don't want to talk about it. I'm not ready to talk about it because, as you know, if you're one of my subscribers to my channel, you know that I do not talk to my family. I have my reasons, and I know God will stand with me on that. This is not to talk bad about anybody, but I'm just discussing what conversation him and I had, and I was letting him know, like, I don't want to talk about it. And then so like basically he asked about me like having children, and everybody knows that I love my son. They know that I love Melbourne Halo, and I would never deny him. I'm not denying him, but I just do not want to discuss my child with this man, because then I have to go into details again about what took place with him in Austin, and what happened, what all I went through, and I just want a break from it all. Like, I don't mind getting on my channels and talking to certain people about it, But with him, I don't really want to run him away because it seems like even your own family, when they figure out like what your situation is, people are trying to, like get away from you. And then you got people at shelters trying to put you out the facility because they know what's really going on, So, once I tell people what's really going on, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, that's too much. Like, I don't want to deal with her, So I'm not telling them about the baby right now, because I don't want him to just like run from me. But anyway, so I was moving his hand all night long. Like, he kept trying. And then, like, I was like, oh, be gentle with me. Be gentle. That's what I tell him, because he tried to, like, grab my stomach and pull me closer to him. And that could, like, crush the baby. So I had moved his hand, like, Like, I was like, oh, gentle, gentle, And he was like, oh, I was just trying to pull you closer to me. And I was like, yeah, And I just scooped back or whatever, because I don't know how to tell him, I don't know if he's going to want to be with me, and then I'm so small. He'll probably think like, oh, I was with somebody else, and I haven't been with anybody in 6 months since I was with LaMarcus Sanders, and me and LaMarcus Sanders were in a relationship, and then before that, I was with James Devon Harris, and we were in a relationship, but I was still pregnant by Austin. So, this is, it's like a love triangle thing, like as far as people lying about it being Austin's or whatever. And then I have had other lovers, but I was already pregnant when I got with them, and they knew because I told them. I told LaMarcus and I told James, and they both felt the baby moving. So anyway, I don't want to get on that subject because this is about me right now. So basically, I laid down, I went out today, and it was raining really bad, and it was very cold, and I did not drink enough water. I haven't been drinking enough water, and I know you ladies know the feeling. You guys probably do too. When you haven't drank enough water, and then it makes you feel funny. And so I didn't really feel like being out today. I was trying to be, productive, but I just had to get something to eat and come back here. And I was eating and lying down, and I was like, I'm thinking about my baby. And I was like, I wonder if my baby is okay, because when we were like riding around, like yesterday when we went into town, I was so busy trying to hide my baby bump that I felt like I could hurt it by not sitting correctly, or my posture, and it felt like I could hurt it. And so all yesterday I felt like I was hurting the baby because I was trying to sit in a way that would not give any, clues that I am the child. And so I kind of like numbed it in my mind to not pay any attention to my baby while I was with him, and I've gotten really used to hiding for our safety because I was around people who were trying to cover it up, and I would have to hide it, for our survival. So being that I have grown to where other people can tell in public, I kept my jacket zipped up, and I was trying to sit like just like a normal woman, and it was hurting a little bit. And so when we was out, like, he felt my stomach, and I heard him move his hand, and he was like, oh, I was trying to see if that was your stomach. And I was like, oh no, I don't want you feeling my stomach. And I was like, well, what if I'm fat or whatever? I was like, if I'm fat, like, will you just like like just not want to talk to me anymore? And he was like, no, I wouldn't, dump you or anything if you were fat. I was like, well, I'm fat, I was like, my stomach is not flat, I'm fat. So I said that, and then I wouldn't let him feel it. And so while I was laying down, he's got like a roommate, and he got quiet all of a sudden. So hopefully he doesn't hear and tell. But anyway, we've been through a lot, so bring it on. Like, I'm ready for whatever, like, if he really likes me and wants to be with me, then he'll accept me, like, once he finds out. But anyway, so basically, I just don't want to have to explain the entire situation, because then he's gonna be like, oh, when's your due date? And oh, when's this? And oh, and that. Like, this is very serious. It's not normal. It's not like a normal woman's pregnancy. So I don't want to answer all those questions, and I don't want to explain to him why, oh, I don't have doctor's visits, and why I haven't been allowed to have a doctor. I don't want to have to explain all of that, because it's a case where people are being wicked and they know what's going on, but they're just not going to tell the truth about it. They're going to try to play it out the way that they want to, but I understand that God is in control, and I'm still scared, because I want God to put a stop to this and get us some help, so I can have a normal life again. But anyway, so like I did yesterday, like I bought a pack of cigarettes after the argument happened with the guy in Park Village. And I smoked quite a bit of the cigarettes out of the pack. And when I was leaving the train station, hold on, first of all, let me tell y'all how I met him. So I was at the train station, and I ended up seeing this guy, and he looked so amazing. Like, well, I'm not going to say he looked so amazing, but I mean, he was dressed like really fresh, and I was like, let me not look at him too hard, but then I was like, you never really know. And so, like, I was walking to go get me some donuts, and I ended up seeing the same guy, and he was like he just like ran up to me, almost like I heard somebody say something to me, and I had my hood on, and then I turned over like to look to my right, and then he was right there, and I was like, this is the same guy that I just saw. And I was like, he was dressed like real fresh or whatever. And I was like, he dressed kind of fresh, compared to the other guys out here. And so I was like, let me not look too hard, because my mind needs to keep focusing on my children and my case, So I was like, I ain't gonna look at him like that or whatever, because I don't really see men the same after what happened with me in Austin and the abuse and the fact that I really didn't have anybody there for me. I really don't see men the same. You can be the finest man in the world, and I'll still be like, blah. Like, are you going to help us? Or are you just going to be another one of the brothers to just keep it moving on us, and we need help? We need somebody to stand up for us, or at least just provide and be there for us as much as possible. And I didn't like any of those guys, but he kind of caught my eye. And then when he said something to me, I was looking at him like, oh, another setup, right? And it could be, but, I was like, oh, this must be another setup. Who sent this guy at me, right? So, he was like, where are you going? I was like, I'm going to buy some donuts. And then he was like, well, you mind if I pay for your donuts? And I was like, sure, because everybody knows that I'm hard up for money right now. So, there weren't any breakfast places open around there, and Krispy Kreme was the only store that was open. So I was like, I'm going to get me some donuts. And he was like, well, I'll pay for them and we can talk. So we started talking, and then he asked me what was I doing for the rest of the day, that I want to just hang out with him. And I was like, I thought about it, and I was like, okay. Oh, sorry, sleep. So I was like, okay, I'll hang out with you. And I forgot that it was Valentine's Day, and we ended up going to the mall, and he took me to eat at one of my favorite restaurants. That was really nice. And then so he was just the perfect gentleman the entire time. And so, like, he asked me if I needed hygiene stuff, and, He bought that. He helped me out, with anything that I needed. And then he wanted to buy me some new shoes because I've been wearing those boots, those Juicy Couture boots from Forever 21 since I was in Texas. And everybody tells me how nice they look, but he was looking at them like like they were worn out. They are, and they had mud all over them. So that was nice. And I didn't wear my new shoes yet because I have a tear in my coat now, and my hair is all beat up. So I don't think I look right wearing a brand new pair of shoes and I'm all dusty looking and stuff. So I'll just keep wearing my Juicy Couture boots until I can get a new jacket and a new hairdo. And he said that he'll do that for me when he can, and that's really cool. But I told him he doesn't have to worry about it, that he did enough, and that was really nice. And so basically, so today I was eating and lying down, and like I just started thinking, like, what about the baby? And I was like, oh, poor baby. Like, mommy didn't show you no attention or nothing. And it'll make you, like, numb when you don't have anybody in your corner to show you support. It makes you, like, numb psychologically to your own child. Even when you don't know what the outcome's going to be, like, as a mother, you still should care for your baby if you know you're pregnant, no matter what anybody else says. So anyway, like, I had got the pack of cigarettes before I met this guy. And as you guys can see, I was crying, left outside. I know that I'm pregnant, and other people can tell too. But yet people are leaving me outside and lying about it on medical reports, conspiring. And like, I had the cigarettes and I didn't smoke none of them around him. So we went all these different places and I didn't smoke any of the cigarettes. And then, so, like, after we got done eating and stuff, like, I pulled out a cigarette and I started smoking it. And then, so, he was, like, asking me, like, he was like, oh, you don't have to do that. You don't have to smoke. You're so pretty. And then I told him, I was like, well, normally I really don't smoke that much. I don't really smoke. I said I'm just very stressed. So that's why I'm smoking, and I really shouldn't be. And I told him I was all alone and I was outside and I've been very stressed. I haven't had anywhere stable. And then so he was like, well, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink or whatever. And I was like, well, I don't drink either. But I told him, I said, well, if you're going to be in my life and you're going to be there for me and not treat me bad, then when we get back to your place, I'll give you the pack of cigarettes and you can get rid of them. So last night when we got here, I gave him the pack of cigarettes and he went and got rid of them somewhere. And so I don't know what he did with them, but he went away from the house and got rid of them. And so today I was lying here eating, and I know I've been psychologically abused. So I was like, well, let me just put my hand right there and just see what if the baby is okay or moving. And so I put my hand right there, and it was moving. It was moving a lot, and it's still alive. It's moving. So I felt good about that, but it's just psychologically with the doctors and everybody, like, lying or not doing the proper test or just not wanting to help because I shot a gun and I shot my child's father. I understand why a lot of people don't really want to help us, but I wish they would just stop and help us, you know. But anyway, so I don't understand how it could be possible, but like I feel like I'll show you where. So like right here. It's moving in right here. Yeah. So I still have to sleep with the pillow in between my legs, and I really hope his roommate does not tell because he was yelling not too long ago, like on the phone, and all of a sudden he's really quiet. And I just pray to God he doesn't say anything because it's my personal information, and I'm not ready to talk about it yet. So anyway, so I guess because of the psychological abuse or whatever, that is like keeping me from being able to enjoy, you know, motherhood and almost causing me to neglect my body and my baby. And it's wickedness and it's witchcraft. So I got my little fetal heart monitor, and I'm gonna hook up the monitor to just see what the heart rate is, what my baby's heart rate is, and then I'll post it. It records the date and the time and the sounds and the rate, and then I can share it with you guys. I'm so scared because I know how long that I've been carrying, and I don't understand how it didn't die yet. I did all my research to see if there were women like me, and I've been bleeding too, so I don't understand, you know, why it hasn't died. I don't understand at all, but I don't want to hurt my body because other people are lying about my pregnancy. I don't want to keep smoking cigarettes because they're lying. You know, like it psychologically abuses me not to be able to see a doctor or have a baby shower, or, you know, like even if a woman has a miscarriage, you at least acknowledge the fact that she was pregnant. But when people lie about your pregnancy, it hurts. And it makes you want to just like go get a pack of cigarettes and just smoke your life away. But I'm not going to do that. I pray that he continues to be nice to me and want to be with me. I really like him. I really do. So, as you guys know, if I don't like a person, I just don't, you know, and I'm not going to force it. So, um, I like him. I like him, you know. Um, I'm going to read my Bible, and I'm going to check my baby's heart rate, and as soon as I get done checking it, so basically like once it detects it, like I have to like hear for the sound of the heartbeat too, because sometimes it will check the heart rate but you don't quite catch the sound. So it's gonna take me a little second, and then I'll post that. And I'm a little nervous because I haven't been treating my body right, and other people have been abusing me as well. So I don't see how this child was able to survive this long. Um, and it seems to be fine. And that's what's really freaking me out because I've been bent up in all sorts of positions. I don't mean like that. No, not like that. Like, not sexually, but like, let's just say I had to sleep in some hard spots. So, you know, there's been days where we did not really eat a lot. I've had to walk hundreds to thousands of miles. I have bled and bled and bled. You know, I don't understand how this baby is still alive, but I'm just gonna pray for our miracle.